be nice if I had the screen on properly. All right. So here, listen to me now. Look up. What I did was, I already did this with my last class, but I'm going to do it again with you. But there was the last couple problems that we didn't get to. So I'm going to start with that. Does everybody hear me?
Yes.
And I told them that's what I would do in my other class. All right, we'd start at the bottom, and then we'd come back to the top for you guys and redo things. Does everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody scroll down to the bottom of the page. All right. And that would be question, we're going to start with question number 37. All right, we'll start with question 37. Now again, listen, I don't want to be interrupted. I don't want you talking to your neighbor. I don't want you helping. All I want you to do is pretend like this is your test. And this is what you have to deal with. All right? Now, for question 37, I said, guys, listen, you don't need a calculator for this. I don't want you to use a calculator for this. This is, do you understand numbers? All right, which one is obviously the smallest one? 0.03, right? So now I recommend that you cross out things that don't start with 0.03 so I don't make a careless mistake. Now it's just a matter of, is 1/4 or 0.2 smaller? 0.2 is, because 1/4 is 0.25. So we know now that the answer has to be what? It has to be G. Jack, listen, you're always so good, man. I want you to. Okay, so Cole, do you have any idea where it might be?
Well, I looked outside.
Well, it's okay.
I saw an iPad on the bench, but like.
All right, let's look at it. Let's get it solved. Right? Flip through everything. Why don't you just put everything on the table back there, buddy? Get yourself, just see if something got sit in. And then if it's not in there, I want you to get up and go to your last class that you had it and go try to find it, buddy. It's not a big deal. Everybody makes a, they lose something here or there, right? It's not in there, then relax. All this is recorded, so, it's more important to get your iPad. And then you can listen to it tonight. You hear me? All right, so find it. All right, if it's not there, go and backtrack. And the other thing you can do is you can go to Mr. Thompson or you go in there and say, look, man, I'm so sorry. I had my iPad, now I don't. And he'll track it and see where it's at. All right? Now, for the rest of us, quiet, please. Right? So we can get this thing done. All right, next. It says in the figure below, ABC and DEF are similar triangles. Uh-oh. But it says, what is the perimeter? Underline, what is the perimeter? So that means you got to add everything up, all the sides up. Well, if we want the perimeter of DEF, I would circle that so I don't make a mistake and do the other one. Right? Somebody has to tell me, though, what DE is. Right, so you got to tell me what that is. What is that? What length is that? Do you know?
The bottom is 10, and then it's like the other one, and then the two sides are the same on the other one, so it's 5.
Close.
Well, if you just like flip them the same way, the 5 turns into the 10 and then 2, 3, 2, 3.
Yeah. Do you see that now? You see it? So he's exactly right. I'm proud of you, buddy. So that right there would be what now? DE is actually how much?
11.
It's 3. I know what you meant. The perimeter is 11. He's correct. Now, look on that real quick and make sure you see. Now, most people can't see that, so those guys who are struggling a bit, watch. This is 6, 6, and 10. Do you agree?
Yes.
10 is the long side. That corresponds to the long side over here. So the big triangle is twice as big as the small triangle. Does everybody agree with that? Yeah. It's twice as big. So if this triangle over here has a side of 6, now do you see, Will, why that's 3?
Oh, yes, because it's like half.
It is half. That's exactly right. Now she made a mistake and thought it was 5. But the reason she made a mistake is because it didn't correspond to the right side. You with me on that?
Yes.
All right. So the perimeter had to be what here, guys?
11.
It has to be 11. All right. The perimeter was 11. All right. Now, one other thing, guys. I want you everybody to look up on the board for a second. Look up, look up, look up. I want you to be able to tell me that DE corresponds to AB. Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
So what is AB?
AB.
AB was 6. Therefore, D had to be what? 3. Does everybody see how I knew that for sure?
Yeah.
All right. Because they can twist it around and make it look not the right way. All right. Is everybody happy with that explanation? Now, these are the important ones. What?
Well, I just have one question, just to clarify how you got the perimeter. How did you get the?
What does perimeter mean to do?
You add up all the sides.
Right. So I added 3 plus 5 plus 3.
Oh, okay. So that's.
That is 11. Okay? Yes.
Whenever like the shape is like turn, I usually just turn it the right way. Or I mean, I usually just draw it.
Exactly. You're interrupting. Shh.
I usually just draw it like whatever way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Right? Now listen. Let me try to explain this though. Listen, you're okay, but now let me convince you it's better this way. Watch me. Look up. What I'm trying to show you is this now. AB corresponds to DE because of that triangle. That's called the similarity statement. You hear me? I know that BC corresponds to what? What does BC correspond to? Somebody. What? EF. We're not even looking at the triangle. I'm looking at the similarity statement. And now the last one, just to make sure you guys hear me, AC corresponds to what? DF. Everybody get me now?
Yeah.
All right, that's important. All right, here we go. Marcus's favorite casserole recipe requires 3 eggs and makes 6 servings. So I write down 3 eggs to 6 servings. Marcus will modify the recipe by using 5 eggs. So where does the 5 go?
On the top.
On the top. And then X on the bottom. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
So now what?
5 times.
You do 3x equals 30.
That's correct.
And then x equals 10.
Yep, perfect. That's how I want it. X equals 10. All right. Now, the next expression, I tried to put that one in there just to try to throw you off. But what is 6 plus 1/8? 6 and 1/8. Thank you. That was very good. Very important. 6 plus 1/8, I want you to write 6 and 1/8. Good job. Oh, so you didn't find yours?
Can you go up just
Man.
a little bit? What was it?
Shh. And then 1 plus 1/16 is the same as 1 and 1/16. Now, here is what I need for you to do. Now, this would be a good one to do what? On your, yeah, do it on your calculator. Type in 6 and 1/8 divided by 1 and 1/16.
530.
Or you have to tell your mom, go get another one.
98 over 17.
Is that correct? 98 over 17?
I got 15 and 13. Yeah,
I know, I just converted it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, come on now. 98/17. So what you got on your calculator isn't the multiple choice answer, right? So the multiple choice answer is an improper fraction. So I'm trying to make sure you know how to use your calculator on your fraction or your fraction button on your calculator. So you got to convert it to an improper fraction. All right. You need to know how to convert to improper fractions on your calculators. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
What?
Oh, so we converted that to an improper fraction instead of
I'm looking at my answers.
Oh, I understood.
What you sure?
I'm thinking. Oh, so we just need to know how to convert to an improper fraction.
Do you know how to do that?
You
Shh, nobody's asking you.
I can't ask later.
No, Do you know how to do it?
I don't think so.
All right. What did you get when you divided 6 1/8 by 1 1/16?
Oh, I got 5 and 13.
So now you hit the second button or the shift,
Oh.
and then hit the ABC button again.
Oh, okay.
Did it do it?
The second button.
Where it
Yeah.
makes sense, right?
Yes.
That's all there is to it.
Thank you.
All right. Now let's go down to question 41. All right. Now, for these, all right, I would want you to know what's 5 divided by 3. Everybody should be able to tell me 5/3 is 1.6 repeated. All right. 7/4 is what? You should be able to tell me that's 1.75 because that's just 7/4. 6/5 is 1 1/5, which is 1.2.
Okay.
Right? And we know what 1/8, because I said I wanted you to memorize what 1/8 is. And 1/8 is 1.125. Everybody good on that?
Yes.
So now, which one is the smallest out of all 4 of those? Which one?
1.12.
Yep. So what fraction was that?
It's the 6 on 95.
9/8. Very good. It was the 9/8. So right off the bat, I would cross out C, D, and E. I really wish you would get in the habit of doing that. Cross out C, D, and E. All right. Now, I don't even have to check 6/5, right? Because that's automatically next. So now I'm just looking at 5/3 and comparing it to 7/4. Which one's smaller? Yeah. So we know the answer had to be what?
A.
We know the answer has to be A. All right. Let's check out 42. All right, here we go. It says if a cantaloupe sells at $1.49 each, or 3 for $3.90, how much is saved by buying them 3 at a time? Well, if one normally cost $1.49, then how much would 3 cost? $4.47. So it'd be 3 for $3.47. But, right? It's right now 3 for what? Wait a minute. You said 4.47, right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I wrote 3 by accident.
So
Right.
just
Yeah, so you're just subtracting those. And that would be how much? Right. How much was it for 3 for? I must have written that down wrong. How much is, if it's $1?
That says 0.57.
Oh, it should have been
But
3 times $1.49.
yeah, that's what my calculator.
What did it say? I'm just asking again. 4.47, and it was 3 for $3.90. How much is saved on each cantaloupe by buying them? Oh,
Maybe
so
you accidentally
so
typed
no accidents. Look, we got to just read carefully. It says how much is saved on each cantaloupe. So I would have saved how much money? I would have saved 57 cents, correct?
I got 59 cents.
Well, how did you get 59 cents? You guys are really, I'm telling you, I'm trying to study. Last time I'm telling you guys. Wasn't it 447 minus 390?
I think so.
Okay, so here we go. We're at 57 cents. I saved 57 cents for what, though? For 3 of them.
All right.
But it wants to know how much do I save on each?
19 cents.
19 cents.
I got 19 cents, but I can't remember.
Yeah, you got 19 cents by doing this, taking $3.30 or $3.90 and divided it by 3. So you would pay $1.30 instead of $1.49.
Oh,
That's
then
how
I
that's
think
how I should have done.
That's how I did it.
Right, that's
I
how I
just-
probably should have done. I should have probably done figured out how much I bought for each one,
I just couldn't remember.
And I thought the question was, originally I thought it was how much do you save for buying 3. They tried to mislead you. But that's why you have to read carefully.
On each.
All right? It says how much do you save on each cantaloupe, not for all 3 cantaloupes. All right? So that's why it came out to be 19 cents. Very good. Uh-oh. 42 is the same. Oh, I must have duplicated it. Yeah, sorry about that.
Good, I got the same answer on both.
All right, 43. All right, when you solve this proportion, it just came out to be what? 12. All right, you would say 6x equals 72, so x equals 12. All right. And last one, 44. It says a recipe for 150 servings requires 4.5 liters. So again, I'm going to write down 150 servings is to 4.5 liters. So where does the 80 go, on the top or the bottom? On the top. So here we go. I want 80 servings and x on the bottom. All right, another good time to cross multiply. So I have 150x is equal to, somebody tell me?
360.
360. So divide 2.4. Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
You want to go, do you know any chance you might backtrack your way through? Did you backtrack everywhere? Mr. Thompson's not there? He said it's in the science room. All right. Well, I'll go up there in a few minutes.
Want me to go with him?
No. I'll go interrupt Miss Bradley. Does she have a class? All right. I'll go interrupt her. All right. What?
I was confused.
On 43? Do you cross multiply, right? 9 times 8, 72. 6 times x, 6. You with me? Come on now, that's how you solve a proportion. Multiply, cross multiply, so that's 6x. And then you multiply 9 times 8, 72. You with me on this?
Yeah.
So x equals 12. All right? So there you have it. All right, listen, I'm going to run upstairs real quick, see if I can get his iPad, because I think it's kind of important. All right, but what I want you guys to do is jump back to number 1. All right? And you can kind of take a look if you want to see if you got the first 6 correct. And I'm going to put it on pause for a minute, and I'll be right back to see what. Look right there. Come on, go to all the way around. Look down. All right. So what I want to do now is I just want to show you the answers to maybe 1 through 6, and you can tell me which one you had an issue with. All right. You got a question on 1 through 6? No problems. Anybody have any questions with 1 through 6? All right. So the answer for number 1 was B.
I have a question on number 5.
Number 2 was C. Number 3 was B. Number 4 was B. And if you were paying attention yesterday, I said you could omit question number 5.
Oh.
Right? Because miles per hour and kilometers per hour isn't something you guys are responsible for. All right? Now, I was proud of some of my kids in last class because they could tell me the answer for number 6, even when it will not be on the test. All right? Because a yard and a meter are almost the same. Do you agree with that? Were you guys aware of that? Like when you say a yardstick, it also is a what? Meter stick. So a yard is almost the same as a meter, correct? I mean, a meter is actually a little bit longer than a yard. All right? So in this case right here, if I have 7 feet, it's a little bit more than 2 yards. If I have 2 yards, then it's got to be close to what? 2.1 meters. Does that make any sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Does everybody understand that? 1 meter is about 1 yard. Therefore, if you have 6 feet, you have 2 yards, which means you have about 2 meters. This is not going to be on the test tomorrow, so don't worry about it. Okay. All right.
It might be below the side.
That's this one.
All right. So here we go. Anybody else now? All right, let's take a look at 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now, I want everybody to take a look quickly at question number 7. It says which one is not. So some people in the last class missed this one because they found which one was the same. All right, hold up. I'm gonna pause for just a second, and then